doing good. How you doing?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
I hope you have a good day.
Hope you have a better week.
I hope your month is full of successful days and a lot of great ventures. I hope you just come up, brother.
I hope your whole fucking year is spectacular.
Oh, you hope my year is spectacular?
Yeah.
You got something you want to say to me?
You got something you want to say?
You're a wizard, Harry.
One person couldn't feel all that.
Just because you've got the emotional range of a teaspoon.
All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us.
I can't carry it for you. But I can carry you.
That was the right Middle-earth video. What up, family? It's your boy Amaru, and we are back. Last time I played a Middle-earth video, it was not the Middle-earth episode, but we are here. We are ready to go for the final round before the semifinals of our One Geek character tournament, trying to find the ultimate geek character in One Gotta Stay. Last episode, Mr. Indiana Jones and James Bond, calling one Brad Gilmore, went forward to face our finalists from Star Trek and Star Wars. And today, we are going to look into our fantasy worlds, going into the Wizarding world, going into Middle-earth, and seeing which one of these great characters will be facing our comic characters in the semifinals. But are you here for that, or are you here for us? I don't know, but let's see. Let's just get the elephant out the way. All of us here live in America, and the one man who was not able to take this day off got called into work last minute. He was going to try to sneak it in and work from home and do this, and just like every person who works ever. But Jacob London could not join us last minute, but thank you for agreeing to being on. We will go through his picks. It will affect the ranking, and we'll figure that out for me as we go along. But who is here is one to your left, my right, whatever it is. Last time he did not get to speak on Wizarding World or Middle-earth. He low-key yelled at me. He kind of yells at me anyway, so I had to get him back on. One Mr. Jay Burns, Wu-Tang.
Wu-Tang, Old Dirty's Chinese food restaurant for life, baby. Thank you for having me. I am ready to yell. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. There is one correct choice out of this group of four, and I hope that we all see eye to eye. To eye to eye to eye to eye.
I highly doubt it.
To eye.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I've seen these lists.
Oh, no.
Just from Rue's response to my list, I'm like, oh, yeah, this is going to be something.
Speaking of your list, I will never not go wing blade because it's just so fun to say it that way. Wonders to show on wing blade. How you doing, sir? How you feeling?
I'm good. I was telling you beforehand. I was scrambling to. Speaking of Middle-earth, I was editing my Lord of the Rings reaction video for our channel. I'm like, hit upload. I gotta be somewhere. Let's go. So I'm here. Let's do this.
I'm excited. Right below him, another brother from another mother got the all black as always. Doesn't have the Shaft outfit today though.
No, not today. Not this time.
Chance Ellison, how you feeling, sir?
If you'd give me warning, I would have worn it. If you bring it on later, I'll wear it. But yeah, no, I'm feeling great. This was a bitch to put together, but I'm very curious to see where everybody else landed on these four. Because I know I feel one way, and I feel like I'm the only one.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll figure that out soon. And last but not least, I will give you three chances to guess which stereotypical person made us late. And you'll eventually get it.
Wow.
Chandru.
Yeah,
it was my bad, guys.
It was me. It was like 101 degrees outside. I was just trying to get my water from the fridge and like had a
101 degrees. Boo-hoo.
Spill happening. Oh no.
Only 101?
Is it 110?
It's 110 right now.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was just like cleaning up all the kitchen spill that happened in the kitchen, but at least like the kitchen's cool and like I'm kind of on time. So happy to be here. I talked Marvel the last time I was in this show, and I'm happy to talk both Middle-earth and Harry Potter.
Hey man, stay hydrated. And Glory Jean asked whether or not you miss her.
Oh, I don't miss her kicking my ass.
Hey. Well, anyway, we're all about to get into some ass kicking, some yelling, some whatever. But just in case you missed it, the 4 great characters we got to argue about which is the only one to stay are 4 of the greatest from fantasy franchises ever. We got one Samwise Gamgee, Hermione Granger, Gandalf the White, Gandalf, Stormcrow, Mythonadir, whatever you want to call him, and Hagrid.
Mythonadir.
Look, I'm tired.
Did you play for the belt?
I did at one point.
He didn't have to spell it though.
I did it, and it is Mythonadir, whatever. If you want me to put the accent on it, but we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get it started, and the man who made us late gets to go first.
Okay.
We weren't that late, by the way. I'm just giving him shit, but let's start giving him shit now. Who is your number 4, Chandru?
My number 4 was Hagrid. He is a pretty like likable character of mine, but like when compared to the other 3, I had to like have Hagrid go, and also Hagrid like earlier on in Harry Potter is like very helpful, and then like kind of disappears in the background for like books and movies 4 to 6. Like there's not much he's doing to help, and also he's basically endangering kids for the most part.
Okay, who isn't at that school?
They're all endangering kids.
Endangering kids.
The kids aren't.
You want to talk about
Madam
neglect? Talk
Pomfrey.
about Dumbledore.
Harry
It's all
is
his fault
killed.
anyway.
If the other professors or like Dumbledore was on here, like they would be lower on the rung than Hagrid. There's a reason Hagrid made it up to this level.
That's true.
Opposed to all of them. But like
Dumbledore's a terrible person.
Yeah.
Terrible teacher.
Horrible
As
person.
is Snape, but that was I said my piece on that man
Always.
last episode. So
You know what? I didn't get to. Snape's the worst, but so is Dumbledore. He's just one not.
What is wrong? What is wrong with you people?
Thank you. Terrible person. Child endangerment. Literally just
did it
raised the
even
child
worse
to
in the
die.
movie.
Fuck you.
He
Dumbledore is
sees Lily
terrible.
sitting there. He's like, "Fuck this kid. I'm gonna step right over him and go."
Exactly. But anyway, we're talking about Hagrid.
Yeah.
He did beat
Yeah,
out
he's a nice
these
guy.
other horrible people.
And also like the way the even in the books the way Hagrid talks is like all phonetically spelled out. It's like such a punching down on lower class people within UK as well, lower class people within UK as well. So that does not like sit well with me.
In all fairness, he was unfairly kicked out of school. We know
He
this.
was unfairly kicked out of school.
Did they have English class at Hogwarts? Did they have like a standard
called
arithmetic?
class?
I just want to know like if they had like math or like history.
Was that
I know that
all?
history, but
It was
science.
It was all
They did
encompassed
have-
in
yeah.
Muggle studies. You just also learned like just normal
Probably.
like reading
They
and
did
writing,
have-
I guess.
Because you gotta pay taxes. Like
Mhm.
And you know,
He got kicked out and became the keeper of keys and grounds at Hogwarts. You're going to tell me that he couldn't have picked up anything from any of those students over those decades that he was there?
probably not. Probably not.
He was
He-
literally
but,
running
Fuck
from
you,
his life.
fuck you,
and
fuck him and
animals,
his pink umbrella.
creatures.
Also him getting to teach care of magical creatures just for a middle school dropout to just teach, that's just nepotism at its best. Nepotism at its finest. Like we don't want that.
that man did not stand ground for decades for this kind of disrespect. Okay, I will not be having that up in his house.
Another
I'm
reason
telling you now.
Dumbledore was the worst. He's like, that guy didn't
Yeah.
finish school.
I can't agree with that. When nepotism helps one of us, and I consider Hagrid one of us, I'm all for it. Let's go. Anybody else have Hagrid at number 4 like me? Because Hagrid, I'm sorry, was the easiest choice out of this.
Right here. 100%.
Oh, wow.
100%.
Oh, go ahead, Jay. Why did you have Hagrid at number 4?
Because there's a correct order to this list and I gave it to you. And Hagrid was at the bottom of it. Hagrid's most helpful thing that he did besides carrying a dead Harry in the 7th book was follow the spiders. Or I shouldn't have said that. Other than that, everything else that Hagrid has been a part of or done anything for, with the exception of maybe Grop, could have been done by any other character in the book. And was essentially done by every other character in the movies and the books. So...
Yeah, and Sandru mentioned that like he was helpful at the beginning. He was helpful by mistake. Really by mistake.
Basically. It's just Dumbledore giving him information, knowing that he's a blabbermouth, and it would just like slowly trickle down to the three to Harry and Hermione, basically, and that is he was unwittingly helping them.
Oh, shouldn't have said that.
Should not have said
Exactly.
I should not have said that. Well, how many times did he say that?
Like twice a movie. So 8 times.
I love the man. He was, I think, my number 2 in the last one. But when it comes to this, he's very bumbling, and the characterization of him is pretty annoying at times. I love him, but no, you don't have the candle to the rest of them. So
he had a good heart. Like his heart was in the right place, but intentions are not. Well intentions are not always going to skate you through life. Sometimes you have.
Did everyone else have Hagrid at 4 but me?
No, he's not my 4.
No,
Okay.
Sean didn't have it in his 4.
Thanks.
Sean's just building a case as to why he should have been at 4.
Yeah, and from the sound of it, Jacob seems to have not had it in his 4 as well.
he didn't have it in number 4.
Okay, so it's just the 3 of us. It's just
the 3 of us had it at number 4. Who he did have at number 4, Mr. Wingblade also had at number 4. So Sean, let us know who you had at number 4.
Oh, maybe you can pronounce his name correctly. Mithrandir? Mithrandir?
First of all, you're throwing too many big words at me. Okay, now, because I don't understand them, I'm going to take them as disrespect. Watch your mouth and help me with the sale.
Mithrandir. The name is too big. Mithrandir. It's too hard to pronounce.
We rep the same smart tech.
I'm not familiar with the books. I didn't read the books. I'm just going straight off the movies, which I came to late. I didn't watch them when they were in theaters originally. I came to afterwards, and then rewatching for inner geekdom study. But Gandalf literally just spends 12 hours just shitting on hobbits. Just that's all he does for like 12 hours straight. He just
murder
Pippin.
Yeah, I was like, there's only one.
To be fair,
deserves it.
mostly Pippin.
He deserves
Pippin
it.
He's a fool of a took.
That's why he's not in this round. But Gandalf didn't have to keep shitting on him. Like he was making mistakes. He's a kid, effectively. Gandalf, 3,000 years old?
If he spent more time looking at magical artifacts and he did smoking his pipe weed, we didn't have a lot of messes that happened in the Middle Earth trilogy.
I think,
fuck off,
and this may be telling for later, I think we have a better suited wizard to carry on the legacy, who can, skate her way through the, whether it be Middle Earth or Hogwarts or real life America, England, etc. Our own world, Earth, whatever our Earth is compared to Middle Earth. But I'm just not a fan of Gandalf. He had to transform to become a better wizard, I suppose, even though Gandalf the Grey wasn't good enough to beat Saruman, and then we never see the blue wizards too in Middle Earth. I'm just not a fan of the wizards in Middle Earth. I guess that's why. It's a personal thing.
The man had to convince people to get out of their houses. Anyway, look, if you have ever had to teach a child who just can't get right, that tough love is what's needed. Pippin needed that hand. That's what he needed.
He was constantly, though, putting the onus on other people. Like, you need to go do this thing. Why did he go get Bilbo in the Hobbit films? Like, no, you just endangering this random hobbit who's just trying to live his life, and you're just like tearing him into this.
He needed adventure, Sean. He needed adventure.
Sure, let's go tackle a dragon.
Was 3 days away from killing himself in his own house with a doily. Okay, he needed out.
Oh gosh!
And Gandalf has this streak of just leaving people alone on the most difficult parts of the mission, and just going on these side quests to level up by himself.
If he didn't do that, they wouldn't be there. They gotta be able to get this shit on their own.
Gandalf need to go level up. That's what he does.
You still need your tank in the party, though, just in case some shit happens.
Your tank is a wizard in your party. You done fucked up.
Yeah, he's the glass cannon. But every time he escapes, he goes away. Something bad happens. Boromir dies when he's away. While he's leveling up. And
Boromir died after he did, so he didn't go away.
But he was fighting. He was fighting Balrog. He didn't die. He came back.
Oh, died in quotation marks. But
he was leveling up.
He was leveling
all
up.
that XP.
Sure.
Yeah. He sent the whole party away so he could have all the Balrog XP. That's
exactly.
Really exactly. We all know this. Anyone who played an RPG game in their life.
Oh, Chance, you were the last one left. So tell me, did you agree with Sean and Jacob, or do you have another number 4?
I got somebody else.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's that?
I have Samwise Gamgee at 4.
Oh,
Get out!
What?
Kick him out of
I
the
know.
street right now. Kick him out right fucking now.
Look, this one was difficult just because I feel like for me personally, any one of these guys could have made a case number 1. So I kind of just had to go with. Well, first of all, I had to go based on movies because I had to for all the characters. I went based strictly on movies just because I never read Lord of the Rings. I still have not to this day. I can't read. But the Harry Potter was read to me, so I can judge based on those. But to be fair, I could judge it based on films.
Did someone sit you down and read it, or are you talking about audiobook?
No, someone sat down and read the books to me.
Okay.
Clap for that.
That's how young he is.
As a grown man.
As a grown
man.
Sit down, little Chance.
No, I'm kidding. But yeah, so I'm judging based solely on films. And look, Samwise is great. I love how much he steps up, especially in the 3rd film. Thing is, though, even just judging based on the other Middle-earth character, Gandalf, I feel like he has more great moments throughout the entire trilogy and even throughout the Hobbit trilogy. Where, like, if I'm judging based on, a single film, if I had to pick, like one single film to represent a certain character, if it was Samwise Gamgee for Return of the King, he'd probably get a lot higher on my list. But if I'm judging on the overall portrayal, overall impact on the films, overall just, holy fuck cinematic moments, I have to put Samwise at 4. No disrespect to Sean Astin, no disrespect to, I can't carry it, but I'll carry you. Let's get this shit, bro. And then just carry him up the mountain. You know what? If him and Frodo actually did kiss at the end of the movie, I would have had him number one with a bullet. But, yeah, as of right now, yeah, Samwise, great for one movie, okay for the other 2 that did the trilogy.
I don't understand how you say impact is didn't have the impact as other people conceived. Well, it wouldn't have worked without the man.
Without
I know.
Frodo would not have made it to Mount.
Well, no, I know that, but I'm talking about scenes that stuck out to my head, stuck out to me, scenes that I hold in great reverence in the Middle Earth trilogy. I have more scenes with Gandalf throughout the Middle Earth saga than I do with Samwise.
I guess. I guess. Well, going into after our first round, Jacob and Sean somehow have Gandalf gone. Me, Jay, and Sean Drew got rid of Hagrid. And Chance,
come on, I'm not gonna take the Hobbit over the fucking wizard. Are you crazy?
I guess. But you know what? I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna make this quick. Sam is gone. Sam's out of here. I'm sorry. The easy pick was Hagrid. And then after that, it was a little difficult. But really, when you put Sam against the other 2, no. He is one of the most important people in Middle Earth. But he is not as important as the other one. And I'm sorry, if I have to pick a companion between 2, I'm picking the other person as my companion on some type of adventure just because I think she can get me out of a whole lot more shit than Sam can. He is one of the greatest side characters ever. I think he's just a victim of the circumstances of this list. He's great. He's fun. But I'm sorry. There was a clear top 2 and a clear bottom 2 for me. And this is what it was. Does anybody else have one Samwise Gamgee as their number 3?
No,
not at all. So we're just going to keep that moving before it looks like Jay might want to murder me. Sean, we're going back to you. Who do you have as your number 3?
We already talked about him a bit. His name was Hagrid. Because
thank you. Clear bottom 2.
He's just not as much of an asshole as Gandalf, so that's why he's one step above. Yeah, I mean, we talked about Hagrid. He was, good intentions only get you so far. He was a nice guy, but he wasn't as skilled as someone you just shit on, Samwise. So he's not gonna quite make it to the top tier of the list. I like Hagrid. He's fine, but he got into a lot of shit that he shouldn't have been around for, and he definitely put kids in trouble. That's
okay. Can we stop using the put kids in trouble argument? Because again, who at Hogwarts never endangered children?
Madame Pomfrey. I already said this.
She was there fixing bones.
Poison plants. Pomfrey's growing poison plants. No, I'm sorry. That's
Sprout.
That's Sprout. Yeah, that's Professor Sprout.
Sorry, that's Sprout. Pomfrey is probably out there cooking up drugs because There's no.
She hasn't
there's no
endangered
money.
anybody though. You're making up
There's no-
hypotheticals.
They're called
There's
potions.
no money.
Yeah.
Yeah, cooking up illegal
There's no
potions.
galleons.
on God
They
because
grow
don't sell
bones.
because
They
don't
do
sell.
fix memories, all kinds of stuff. Essence of Dittany to cure the scars and everything.
Yeah, sure. It should cure the scars. Awesome.
I'll tell you this
First
now.
one's free.
Sean, you and Jacob were on some similar wavelengths because Hagrid was also his number 3. Did anybody else have Hagrid at number 3? That was just you, Chance. We're going back to you. Did you have Hagrid as your number 3?
No.
Okay, well, this time you don't get to say your number 3 just yet because we're going over to Sundru.
Okay.
Go back to
So
Sundru.
Hagrid was already my number 4, and my number 3 is some of y'all's number 4. I think it was Gandalf.
I hate you. Why would you? How?
I was just saying. First of all, he acts very superior to all the hobbits. Like not just to Pippin, but like humility goes a long way. Not just to Pippin, like in like all of the first 3 movies, all of the Hobbit movies too. He's doing the same thing to Bilbo all over again. So it's not just Pippin being like a dumbass or like being that is triggering him. It's just sound like it's all hobbits. And also, yeah, he like for the amount of skill and power that he has, he could have helped a lot more than like what he did. He just like kind of puts the responsibility on other people and just like does random things on his own. And also Hobbit is canon, right? So he knew that Sauron was out there for like 60 years and like did very little or close to nothing during all those years. So what is up with that?
I mean, to be fair, they all kind of did when they were fighting the necromancer, right? And Galadriel had to come in and wreck shop.
Exactly. Galadriel, Saruman,
Where's Galadriel?
Elrond.
Where's she? Did she not make this list?
Yeah.
Where's our girl?
She never got voted into the top 6.
Are you serious?
And
Wow.
Rachel was very upset about that. The fans didn't put her in. Just did it.
I do like Galadriel quite a bit.
Yeah.
But apparently everybody watching The Rings of Power now thinks Galadriel sucks. I don't understand it, but okay.
I don't understand it.
Oh,
Okay.
come on, Moifed Clark's great.
They're called misogynists.
Exactly. But yeah, Gandalf
aren't supposed to interfere in the workings of Middle Earth. Gandalf actually broke the rules doing that shit, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes him a worse wizard.
Which makes him a better wizard.
Better one.
And he like the one time where his powers were not enough was when he was like going to talk to Saruman, and like the guy knows Saruman, has known Saruman for a long time, and he should have known that Saruman was gonna switch sides on him, and like he just like goes out there solo like a dumbass and just gets caught. Too.
The man had his own like fortress. Nobody knew. Nobody.
You could see it from a mile away. Like even
Gandalf didn't have a Palantir to know that he was being corrupted by another Palantir. So
they didn't have telescopes in Middle Earth, so nobody could see it.
But like you could hear the construction going, like all the woods being chopped down like from a mile away, and even then he was like marching right into that tower, that fortress that Saruman built, just hands tied, getting ready to be like tied down and captured. That was like stupid on his part too. And okay, this is cliche, but why did he not call the Eagles sooner?
You can't just call the Eagles.
I mean, yeah, there's a reason.
The
I got the whole breakdown from Robert. He told me why, but it's like, oh, okay. I wish they would explain that in the movie because I'm sitting.
Yeah,
there
exactly,
like,
exactly. I'm also
Eagles.
just going off of what the movies did, and the movies didn't explain that at all. So I'm still salty with Gandalf about like not calling the Eagles sooner.
Chandra, you said you could see that from a mile away, or think is like 2 miles high. That's why he couldn't see that. But Jay, we're gonna go to you, sir. Who do you have as your number 3?
Do you remember that little thing that I put at the bottom of my list when I sent it to you?
Yes.
I said that this isn't a contest. This is just the correct order of things. And I'm about to get a lot of hate for this, but it's the correct choice. It's Hermione Granger. Hermione Granger is the number 3.
Nope.
Hermione Granger is the number.
Garth, no.
Yes.
Quiet, Garth.
100%.
No. I disagree.
Sorry.
But
He already booted Hagrid, Allison. Already booted Hagrid. Why is Hermione Somehow you're number 3.
Because the best thing that Hermione ever did, besides maybe saving somebody's arm,
being the best wizard in the entire series.
Oh, I'm sorry. How did she not create the perfect living death potion, draft a living death? Because she followed the rules and did everything in the book. You know who did? Harry, by breaking all of the fucking rules.
By following a different book.
He didn't follow a different book. He just followed. He didn't follow the rules. He
following the handwritten
literally
rules
didn't. Exactly. He followed.
Those were also
hints.
written rules.
Followed
Those
the
aren't
rules
written
of
rules.
a Death Eater.
Yeah. Be a bad guy.
Create
Be
a
a
drought
bad
of
guy.
living death.
Yeah.
And you know
it's
who
called
would
the
not
draft
have
of living death.
You
But
know
at the
who would
exact
not
same
have
point in time.
survived? Harry's dumbass without her. But anyway.
Exactly. Multiple times.
Harry has plot armor. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Harry has plot armor.
Ron would have died an hour.
Hey, whatever kills him only makes him stronger.
He's not a Saiyan.
Apparently, she's also an addict.
Yikes! Like I get it. She grows up. I get it. She grows up
That
to
was
become
times.
Minister of Magic. She was the leader of the what was it? Magical creatures division of the fucking government. Cool. That's all shit that would be really dope if I got to see it. She's just there
Maybe one
to
day.
she passed.
That play.
They're just waiting about 7 more years until the 19 years have passed. They can actually bring the actors.
No, don't.
And they'll look a lot better than they did in that damn epilogue. Anyway.
The makeup was so bad at the end of this.
She has to go just based on the simple fact that she was essentially just a character there to create tension between Ron and Harry later in the series.
No, that was just
No,
that love triangle was
yes.
just like a very
that was
small portion
Slytherin's
of it.
locket
Yeah,
eating
exactly.
at Ron's soul
Hey,
away a little bit.
Hey.
That was creating the tension. You can be jealous
It
over
was
anything. It doesn't
still
have to be a girl.
it was still there. It was still there. Like
Chance,
Yeah.
you're last again. Do you agree with Jay, or do you have somebody else at your number 3?
Not for the same reasoning, but I do also have Hermione at 3.
No.
that is the correct order of things, sir.
Yes,
That is
sir.
the correct order.
Haters.
I'm
I drank my Haterade this morning.
Not for the same reason. Look, Hermione broke all sorts of barriers, being a phenomenal wizard while being a mudblood, and I can say it. You can't. By being a mudblood, and ascending to breaking down all these barriers, she is essentially the Rosa Parks of the Harry Potter universe.
And you still put her third.
But
Okay.
I had points.
And put 2 white men before her.
Oh my god. All right, well, look.
He's like,
Rosa
wait,
still had
is
to
it
go.
too late to
Rosa-
change my list?
I told you, Rosa Parks still to go to the back of the bus.
Yikes!
No.
Oh my god!
Again, I can make that joke.
I'm
No,
gonna-
but honestly, with
it was not
Wait,
you.
did
Hermione-
Darth just yay the Rosa Parks comment?
He did not
get
yay
the
your
bus.
Hermione.
No, like I've never had a problem with mine, except for the first movie. I mean, she comes across a little annoying at the start, but it's fine. She gets better to the trilogy. Again, I just have a greater affinity for the 2 characters behind her, but I will say, I think Jay's a little off base because, like, yeah, you guys are right. She literally most of the problems that happen in those movies are solved by Hermione Granger, but I just think it's a bit to her detriment, just because like she is kind of like. I'm gonna say Japanese MacGyver. I'm thinking of the show I'm watching. I like the British MacGyver, British lady MacGyver.
Okay.
So I mean, I think that the fact that she can do everything, makes her a little less interesting. But I do like that she's proficient. She's knowledgeable. If I had to pick somebody on this crew to I got to do something, I'm picking Hermione Granger. I'm grading on how much I like the character overall. She kind of landed 3, although it was basically a coin flip between my 2 and 3.
I will say there is a reason that out of the main 3 of the Harry Potter trio, she is the only one that made it.
And also,
Exactly.
I do question her judgment. Like, you picked Ron Weasley over Harry Potter. Ron Weasley.
The heart one.
That's actually kind of the bottom of the barrel of all of the boys of
How
Gryffindor.
smart can she be? How smart can she be if you chose Ron Weasley?
I'm sorry, but like she did not have a pick. Dean, Seamus, and Neville, all 3 better choices. But anyway,
Harry's right there.
Harry's an idiot. No.
Harry's an idiot.
An idiot, but there's
But, like,
they were
I
more
think
like brother sister. We weren't redoing Star Wars all
Exactly.
together.
As
even though we were talking about
big of an as Harry is, Ron's still like way down there.
Oh gosh. Anyway, she likes funny people. I don't know. Going into our final
She
two,
likes the family.
Jacob, Sean, and Chandru all have Sam and Hermione. I have Hermione and Gandalf. Jay has Samwise and Gandalf, so he likes Middle Earth more. It's official. And Chance is the only one with Hagrid left, which was very surprising. But he also has Gandalf. Before we get in our final two, please, as always, head over to bitesizebreakdown.com. We have plenty of great stuff over there. Just did the reviews for 3,000 Years of Longing. And speaking of Middle Earth, we just ranked our top 5 fantasy franchises of all time, according to the 7 writers we have, both TV and movies. There's one thing that happened there that they was wild for, but I guess I'm going to go behind it. Go check that out on the website and check us out on all social media platforms, Bitesize Breakdown. But anyway, let's get to it. The numbers for who stayed. We know one of them already because Hagrid got saved. But then one saved Gandalf, one saved Samwise, and the majority of us here saved Hermione.
Made the right decision.
And as there is no one person on that island, the only answer is Gandalf. What are you all talking about? What are you all talking about?
Gandalf is great.
It is
Gandalf is great. I love Gandalf.
Okay, I will back that up a little bit just because I have back and forth. Hermione was my number 2 because she is the one to save out of mostly anybody in Wizarding World. There might be only one other person I would save, but it's Gandalf. The man is a G. You talked about he's superior. He brings the hobbits along when nobody else would even think of them. He is chill as hell. He made a shit out of some weed. He is there at all essential points in time and then knows when to let go. He is the ultimate teacher. And I know how to teach. The man knows when to let you go. The man knows when to come on back. He is resilient as hell. Gandalf is it through and through. He is the most epic. He is the greatest character out of them all in 2 different versions. I'm sorry. The only one that I have no idea where they're coming from is Chance. The other 2 I get. Chance, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But anyway,
Yeah.
I have Gandalf. So I'm alone on that. I'm just going to do that right there.
I knew I was going to be alone the second when I sent my list, and you immediately text me, "You're keeping Hagrid." I'm like, "Yep, I'm keeping Hagrid."
I just needed to make sure because I was like, wait a second, you didn't put numbers here.
Which order is it?
It's 4, right? Okay, sure.
My response was much shorter. It was just SMH.
Yes, yeah, because Gandalf was last, and I'm just like, dude,
Hey, you know what? That's what it is.
Yeah. But
anyway,
hey,
why are you all wrong? Why?
What I will say about Gandalf is, I think Gandalf is like a phenomenally interesting character, even because he's someone who has touched a lot of people, has been around for a long time, has like all these great stories from all these different perspectives of people that you can get into, and I think that's fascinating. My only reserve with Gandalf is I think he becomes less interesting when he becomes Gandalf the White. The reason is I think after that he becomes kind of more godlike and like what I like about Gandalf the Grey is that he has a kind of human connectability. I don't get that with Gandalf the White, and we're spending the majority of the trilogy with Gandalf the White, who I don't like as much. He's still great. I love Gandalf the White. But if you give me the choice, I'm gonna take Gray every time. And so if we got more Gray,
he had a lot more faults as the Gray. So you could kind of empathize with him, I suppose. What you said, his humanity was showing as the Gray, and he just become super OP as the White. He kind of just knew the perfect thing to do in each situation,
and that's why he was gone in like the majority of Two Towers. Was like, you can't leave him in there. They knew how to not let the OP take over. And like, he understood. Wait. Sean, you talked about shitting on Pippin. It's him and Pippin in all of Return of the King. And he's the one who's like, yo, I got you, fam. I got you. Come on. Great teacher.
That's
why he was gone. Peter Jackson is on. He made the movie. He knew. Peter Jackson knew how to remove him. Or Tolkien. I don't know. I didn't read the books. I don't know if that's part of the story or not.
I will say, if you didn't like Chance, Gandalf being OP. I don't understand how you pick Hagrid because he's basically the same, but in
He's
the
not
exact
OP.
opposite direction.
No,
in the exact
he's not.
opposite direction. He's UP. He's underpowered.
No, I don't think he's underpowered. Like what I like about Hagrid isn't the fact that it's not what he can do; it's who he is as a person. If that makes sense. Like Hagrid to me was kind of when you look at Harry's emotional spirit guide, the one who always had his back no matter what he was going through. It wasn't Snape. It wasn't
Hedwig.
It definitely was not Gandalf. It wasn't Dumbledore. It was Hagrid. Hagrid was that like warm, comforting presence that he so lacked throughout basically his entire life. Like this, like who's the one that basically brings him into this entire Wizarding world? It's Hagrid. Hagrid cares about. I really believe that. No, it's Hagrid. I really believe Hagrid cares more about Harry than just about anybody else, and that's because I love a guy. He's big, and he's a big guy with a big heart. And even though he might not be the most skilled wizard, he's someone who would take a bullet or a death spell for that kid. And I love a lot of the moments he had with Harry. Picking him up for his birthday. And one of the most striking images in my head from the entire trilogy is when when you brought up earlier, when he is carrying Harry's dead body back to the school, and you just see how broken of a human being, because his heart is basically shattered right in front of him. So I think I gravitate a little bit more towards the ethos and the pathos of the characters in this particular list, which is why Hagrid ended up being my number one.
Two words I did not expect tonight: ethos and pathos. Jay, you have Samwise, which I'm actually very surprised. I'm very surprised you're on your own on this. I thought Sam would get a lot of.
I thought Sam would have been saved by at least four of you.
Jay, why do you have Sam?
Because he's the hero of the story. He's the entire all you want about it. He is the hero of the story. Whether or not you agree with that, he's not the main character of the story, but he is the hero of the story. He's the only reason that ring makes it into Mount Doom. He is the only individual who has touched the ring and not been corrupted by it.
Technically, Gollum's the only reason that it made it Mount Doom, because Frodo, like an idiot, didn't throw it.
He didn't say made it in.
I said made it into the chamber in Mount Doom.
Yeah. So, no, you said in Mount Doom, not the chamber. You can't move the goalposts like that. No.
You know what? I will move the goalposts.
The lava
go back,
is
rewind
in Mount
it.
Doom.
The lava is in Mount Doom.
It was technically in Mount Doom. Like, I'm in my house.
I almost made that joke, Garth. I almost made that joke. You know what? He has probably some of the most emotional moments in that entire trilogy. Some of, not all of. There are a lot of other ones, but he has quite a few to himself. And one of my favorite moments is they're in the Mines of Moria, and this man absolutely bodies two fucking orcs with what? A fucking frying pan. He comes out of nowhere with a cast iron skillet and kills two fucking orcs, bro.
Was that the extended cut?
No, it is.
It was in the right one.
It's in bold.
Was it? Okay.
It's in bold.
I don't remember that part, but I can imagine.
It's a real quick bing, bing. There runs up and he's got it like Aragorn holds his sword and shit. It's probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen.
Okay.
But
there's a reason. There is a reason why his last name is Gamgee, because he is a G. I will give it.
Gamgee rhymes with damn G, and that's what he is, a damn G. He does everything that he can for his friend. He's tasked with this, and he takes that task to heart. He makes sure that they have enough rations to make it home. He is the hope that Frodo needs to keep moving forward instead of just ending up falling into the fucking lava or becoming the next Gollum. Without Sam, that quest would not have been finished, and I don't see why I'm the only person who kept him, because he's got by far one of the greatest fucking it's just so good, and it hurts to see everybody keeping somebody else, but I knew that this was going to happen. Gandalf was my number two. I love Gandalf, don't get me wrong. You can say what you want about it. I like Gandalf the White, but I can see the best cooking gardener on the list. That's true, and he don't drop no eaves.
None.
And he don't drop no eaves. But Sam is by far probably the one that I'm surprised.
Oh, Sam did get Frodo stabbed once. So I mean, yeah.
To tell you the truth, that was a fool of a took that got him stabbed. He wasn't the one. He was just the one holding the frying pan. Okay, so there's a reason why Gandalf shits on a whole bunch of one hobbit, and that's the main reason.
I agree with what you said. Samwise is the best character in the Lord of the Rings. I agree with that, which is why he's my number 2. He wasn't my number 1 because I prefer a different franchise. But
so go straight
so I
into
agree
it.
with
Why is Hermione number 1 for you too?
Because Hermione is the best character in the entire Harry Potter franchise. She's the smartest. She has the most capable. She has the most agency to, and I'm not talking about just the movies too. I'm talking about the books. And she, creates like a movement to free house elves. And, everything else that they didn't put into the movies. Which I wish that the Harry Potter books would have been like a series. You could actually expand on some things. That was kind of a wish for me after the movies ended. But there's a whole nother thing with whatever JK is doing in life right now. I agree with Hermione is the best, and she has the most what's the word? She has the most, like, she could skyrocket to the top, which is what we know to after the movies ended, after the books ended, that she does become Minister of Magic and becomes essentially the best wizard. You know what I mean? So
she has the most tenacity of anybody in the Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
And even like for the battle at Hogwarts, she's the one who like gives up the most, even to get to the end game, right? Like she literally erases the memory of herself from her parents, and that is something that is one of the biggest sort of sacrifices you can do.
She Peter Parkered herself 10 years before No Way.
Before No Way.
She did it before.
Hermione walked so Peter Parker could fly.
Exactly, and also like this has already been said. Like she saved the guy's asses like multiple times. Like she is the one who figured out how to destroy the Horcruxes too. Like what can be used to destroy the Horcruxes. She's the one who figured out like all of what happens in the end game, like how to defeat Voldemort, because like Dumbledore up and left, and like they had to just decode it based on like all the gifts.
Up and left, sure, but
up and left, up and got killed. Yes.
Yeah, I remember way back in '96 when Tupac up and left.
She figures out
allegedly up and left.
And she figures out, the tales of Beetle the Bard, like to actually, hey, this is kind of almost like a real life story. Someone made it into a story. Exactly what you're saying, Chandra. Like she put all the pieces together, all the riddles essentially that Dumbledore left, in his will. She put that together so that the group could continue on in their journey, as well as being the best wizard.
I love every Hufflepuff dog. Only 5. He only really up and left in 5. He was there.
And also on top of that, I want to give an alley-oop to Jay as well. Like Samwise was also my number 2 because like he's the best character in like all of Lord of the Rings and Hobbit, and like he again is such a strong force, like to be not corrupted by the ring, like to be even not be jealous of the ring, and he's such a good judge of character. Like he knew not to trust Gollum because like Gollum was a two-faced son of a bitch.
Would you trust that guy? Look at him.
But Frodo
we're judging people based on looks.
Exactly.
We're judging people based on looks.
Sam was the voice of reason.
I get why Frodo did. I don't think he should have. I get why he did.
That's not pity on him. I don't know if he trusts him. He pitied him. He was trying to turn him.
It is the thing that saved the Middle Earth, though. Like, if anything, you're making an argument for Gandalf being number 1 instead of Hermione, because it was pity that stayed the hand of Bilbo Baggins. You're like, he took pity on him. That's the lesson that Gandalf was trying to teach Bilbo. Like you're saying that he's a good teacher. A good teacher is better than the best wizard. I'm just saying, or witch. I'm sorry.
Hey, I had Hermione at number 2 as well, just for all of those reasons. I love Gandalf. Gandalf is in my heart.
Gandalf was great.
I do have one more question for you, gentlemen, and I'm gonna let you all think on this for a little bit as I put the chats list up. But my question for you is: one Middle Earth character, one Wizarding World character. No matter, forget this list. Who is your top on each? Who is your top Middle Earth character? Who is your top Wizarding World character? And as we do that, Allison had Samwise at number 4 and Hermione at number 1. They're very similar to me. It was really hard going back and forth.
That's right. It's kind of like the same person, but they're on different ends of the list.
Yeah.
Allison can't be trusted with Lord of the Rings rankings. She's terrible.
Andy had the correct list. Andy has the correct order.
And Sam, then Gandalf. Garth hates Hermione apparently, but also has Gandalf at number 1.
I'm perfectly fine
giving a big old bear hug to Hagrid all by myself.
William
I'm
also
the
had
only one that
the
loves Hagrid
breakfast.
for some reason.
See, like 1, 2, and 3 get really tough because Samwise, Gandalf, and Hermione are like right next to each other. Hagrid is the number 4 I expected. Just about damn near everybody. Anyway, going into that, for me, I'll start this off. For me, my number 1 Middle Earth character is Gandalf. Point blank, period. I will say Galadriel is like right behind him. And Samwise is also close, but it's been Gandalf. It's always been Gandalf. In this list, the reason why Sam and Hermione like are just a little bit below for me is that they always have to go like they got better as they go along with somebody else. Like Sam needed Frodo to push him to keep going. Hermione needed Ron and Harry to get out of the stiffness that she had. Gandalf was there to kick everything off twice. 2 times. He knew what to do. He knew who to send. He knew where to go. And he's cool as shit. For me, it was Gandalf. On the Wizarding World side, there's nobody that beats my man Remus Lupin. Nobody is more resilient. Nobody is more intelligent. Nobody is more caring. Nobody is a better teacher. That's my bias. Nobody has gone through the shit that man has gone through and come out as well, if not better, even as flawed as he was trying to like
Bill
in the last book, he had the fatal flaw of like, yo, I've been through too much shit. I need to be with the trio and not with my son and daughter. And that's why he needed the kick in the ass to then be like, yo, my wife and son need me. That's his one like big flaw. And he learned from it before he died. Remus Lupin is the man, point blank, period. But anyway, Jay, what about you? Who would be your top 2 on each side?
Well, my top for Middle Earth is there. It's not going to change. It is 100% Samwise. A real quick follow is Gandalf and Aragorn. Just the simple fact that Aragorn is there and is like the antithesis of toxic masculinity is by far probably one of my favorite features of Aragorn. When it comes to Wizarding World, this one's a little difficult because I'm stuck between 2, and it's just because I actually thoroughly love both of these characters. But I'm gonna go with Sirius Black, with special mention to honestly Newt Scamander. I thoroughly enjoy Newt Scamander as a character in the movies. Those movies suck, but I enjoy him as a character. But it's Sirius Black. Sirius Black was that like little glimmer, shining, shimmering hope that Harry had of actually having a family that he wanted to grow up with outside of the Weasleys. Special shout out to Molly Weasley as well, because Molly Weasley fucking badass.
Yeah.
Yes. Sean, what about you?
So I feel like Sirius was just there for heartbreak reasons. I wish we got what you're saying, like he was a good character, but we just didn't get enough of him. So it's hard to put him up there as number 1. As far as Wizarding World, I think I'm torn between basically what you said, Remus Lupin, and my actual pick is Luna. I think Luna is the best character. She has the biggest heart from the moment we see her. She's just always has this realm of joy and optimism, no matter. And we see it especially, I think it's the end of Order of the Phoenix, when they find her shoes and whatnot, when they're searching, she's like, things always pop up when you're meant to, see them again. I think Luna is the best character. We needed more of her, and I wish we would have gotten. As far as the other realm, I don't know like a ton of the characters other than what we see in the movies, but I feel like it's between Aragorn and Galadriel. And for Galadriel, Aragorn, we see obviously he's like the main hero of the story, like doing all the physical fighting, other than Sam and Frodo like heading to dump the ring. But Galadriel kind of strikes me, especially after seeing her in The Hobbit, is like from Infinity War, where it's like, why was she up there the whole time? Like, why is she just chilling and in the forest the whole time? She won't come out and wreck shop like we know she can. But seeing her in Rings of Power, even these first 2 episodes that we just got, like she's a super badass warrior, and I want to see more of her. So I can't pick with just one in that world, but Luna's the answer.
She was.
It was
in
the Raxburst all along.
It was. She was in the original 6, and she was the one that I was like, oh, I'm glad we got somebody new to make it out of there. That was cool. Chance, what about you, sir?
Middle Earth, Nori the dwarf from the Hobbit films. Everybody's favorite. No, kidding. If I think of Middle Earth,
played by Jed Brophy.
Yeah, that's true.
He's like 8 characters.
Middle Earth is difficult, but I think if I had to pick one, I probably lean towards like Aragorn or Legolas. I really do like love both of those guys. I think they're both fantastic. And Wizarding World, I'm sorry, is a little more difficult. If I had to pick one, I don't know where this bias against him came from, but Severus Snape. I mean, come on. When you're reading the books and watching the movies, and then you get to that end, that man died for your sins. You will not disrespect him like this.
That man died for a woman that did not love him and stepped over a dead body like Allen Iverson did Tyronn Lue. I'm sorry.
And bullied like so many kids along the way. That
Just
anyway,
you know what? Those kids deserve to be bullied. Okay, that's how the world works.
Not in school, not by a teacher.
Yeah, bully your students. Amru, bully your students.
He was only slightly more of a bully than Gandalf.
I can agree with Chance on that. I can agree with Chance on that point. When I can, I bully my kids. But anyway, when they deserve it, I do. Chandru, what about you, sir?
Okay, my favorite Wizarding World character is already here. It's Hermione. We've already said enough about her. She's amazing, and to come from like a non-magic background to also still be that curious about the magical world and like kick ass so much. And also just be like the core of the trio, like be the leader essentially, even though like Harry's like the leader.
Matt, no, he died for your sins.
I gave you your time, Chance. Shush. Go ahead, Sean.
Sorry, Daniel. Sorry for interrupting.
No, it's fine. And when it comes to Middle Earth, maybe I don't know. Samwise is up there for me. Eowyn is also up there, and even Faramir is up there. Like all three. Like these are the people who are not forced to fight but still wanted to fight, right? Like just because it's the common thread among all three of my favorites in Middle Earth. It's because like they're fighting because it's the right thing to do, and like even if people are saying no, you don't have to fight, they're like up there battling it out. And yeah, Sam I'll always have like a soft spot in my heart because he reflects what is at stake, like the common man, like and he's the only one who actually gets to eventually end the battle and go home. Everyone else either like sails off into the sunset or like becomes a king or a king or something like that. And Sam actually like gets to go home and have a family and everything. That's what they were all fighting for. Yeah. At the end of the day.
I kind of agree with Garth though. Eowyn deserves more love too. She was a badass
Eowyn's
in
great.
her own right.
Also, I didn't know him bring up Bilbo. I love Bilbo.
Right. Well, but what you said too, you mentioned Faramir, Chandru, and he had some daddy issues. You know, obviously he wanted to prove himself. But I think we just all can agree that we need David Wenham to narrate everything.
Oh man, that would have been great.
He narrated 200-300 movies, right?
I know.
That's all I need. That's good enough. That's good enough.
All right. Well, we're here at the end of the episode, and we need to figure it out. You see our number ones down there. Jacob, Sean, and Chandru have Hermione. I have Gandalf. Chance had Hagrid, and Jay had Sam. And according to the fan vote, with the fans, it was close between Gandalf and Hermione, but Gandalf did pull it out, getting the number one. Hermione number two. And Sam number three. Hagrid got like no love whatsoever.
Yeah,
sorry, Chance. But
Chance was the only
as
one.
Always, as always, top two will continue on into the semifinals to go up against Batman and Spider-Man. Say good luck on that one. I'm gonna say good luck on that one. But we got to figure out who goes. So as always, for anybody who doesn't know, if you got a stayed vote, you get 5 points. If you got an almost stayed vote, which is second place, it's 3 points. And if you were the second to go or third place, you get 1 point. So with that, we'll go here. Hermione ended up with 22 points with strong 3 stays and then 2 second place votes. Sam, using a lot of second place votes to get him 16. And then one first place vote got him up there. We know already that there's no way he's doing anything, but 8 points is better than like 5 or 3 or none that we've seen some of these characters do. So it's going. Hermione moves forward, and it comes down to Sam and Gandalf. And based on these points, by the margin of 1 point,
Oh,
shit!
wow.
But Gandalf,
No.
the White. With that, we do have, by the slimmest of margins, Hermione Granger and Gandalf, the White, the Gray, Mithrandir, however you want to pronounce him, moving forward.
Yeah, Mithinder.
It was very close. I legit saw the list and thought Gandalf wasn't going to make it, and I put it together. I was like, oh my damn.
Yeah,
that was close.
Are there any?
That was close.
Are there any two better wizards? Just off the top of your head.
I would like to change my vote.
But anyway, I'd like to thank these gentlemen here. Do still thank Jacob. Hope you're doing all right at work, sir. You could have been home, but now you got to be on site. I'm sorry for you, but we were here with you in spirit. But again, Jay, thank you, sir. Sean, Chance, Chandru, I appreciate you all. Had a blast. And check us out next time when we get into these semifinals. We'll see ya.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.